Hello and welcome to Layers of Living Water. I am honored that you have joined me today. Today we're going to talk about another life lesson that is simply amazing, and I know you'll enjoy it and it will help us. If you like the stories, please make sure you subscribe and follow me. So the story goes as this. There was a family. They had a daughter and a son. The son was very young, 5 years old. The daughter was a little bit older. The daughter suddenly became deathly sick. The doctors had tried everything they could. She was in the hospital, very close to death. And the doctors came into the parents and said, I just don't know what we're going to do. We've tried all the drugs we can, and your daughter does not seem to be responding. The parents asked the doctor, they said, well, doctor, is there anything that we can do that will save our daughter's life? The doctor said, well, there's one thing that we know would save her. If we can find a person that has this particular antibody in their blood, we can do a blood transfusion and it will save her life. The parents began to think they could not think of anybody else that had this sickness or they had heard about. The hospital was searching records trying to find someone, but it was a very rare blood disease. The parents were coming to their wits' end, not knowing what to do, and all of a sudden the mother remembered, a few years ago our son had a similar illness and he miraculously overcame it. I don't know if it's the same, but it's a possibility. And so they talked to the doctor and explained to the doctor and told him what had happened. And the doctor said, well, let's do a blood test and we can tell if the right antibody is there. And the mother said, well, doctor, our son's only 5 years old. He just turned 5. This is a lot to ask a little boy to do, a lot to go through. The doctor said, well, let me talk to the boy and see how he is and what we can get him to do and what he thinks about it. So the doctor had the conversation with the boy. They talked back and forth, and the doctor was explaining to him how he had a special ingredient in his blood that could save his sister's life, and we'd have to go through a process, and he'd have to go into the hospital for a day, and he explained everything to the young boy, and the boy said, well, doctor, will this save my sister's life? And the doctor looked at the young boy and said, absolutely. You have in you what it takes to save your sister's life. The boy thought for just another moment. He said, Doc, I'll do it. I want to save my sister's life. I want to give her life. I don't want to see her die. Well, the doc was very happy and he shared it with their parents, and they were elated, as you can imagine. They set it up very quickly, had the boy and the girl all hooked up where they could do the transfusion. The blood was going to come out of the boy, go through the screening machine, and go right into the girl because they needed this to happen quickly. So the process began. The boy was laying there watching his sister. The sister was at the point she really couldn't even talk. She was so weak and in such a bad shape. And as the blood began to flow into his sister, he began to see his sister's cheeks change color. Life was coming back into her face. Life was surging through her body. She began to talk a little bit, and the boy had a big smile on his face. He realized what he was doing was saving his sister's life. The process was going through, and as each and every minute went by, the girl became better and better. The doc was checking things, and the doc said, yep, this is working. The girl is going to live, and she'll be fine. She will totally overcome the disease and be normal. The boy was smiling from ear to ear, for he knew he had saved his sister's life. He knew he had made a difference in his sister's life. Everybody was feeling pretty happy and smiling and knowing it was all working. And the young boy called the doctor over and pulled the doctor close to him and said, Doc, he said, I'm glad my sister's living, but when will I begin to die? The doctor paused for a moment, for you see, in the young boy's mind, he thought when he gave his blood, it would save his sister, but he was going to die. But yet he was willing to do it because he loved his sister so much. He wanted to save his sister's life. The doc took the other boy's hand and he said, "Son, I'm so sorry. I did not do a good job of explaining to you. You are not going to die. By just sharing some of your blood with your sister, we are able to save her. You are going to be just fine. Your blood will regenerate. Everything will be perfect in you, but you will have saved your sister's life." Once again, the boy began to smile. He even got excited, for now, where he thought that he was going to die, he knew that both he and his sister were going to live. The family was so happy. The family was surprised at first. They didn't realize that the young man thought he was going to die. And even thinking he was going to die, the young man was willing to give his life to save his sister. What an amazing act. My friend, you may never be in a situation where you are called upon to do something like the boy did. You may never be in a situation where you have to do something to save someone else. You have to do a selfless act that will save someone else, just as the boy did. But the truth and the fact of the matter is, if we will all live our life doing selfless acts to help others, we can make the world a happier place. We can make the world much better because we are helping mankind and doing things that will help. What an amazing story. And the family went on. Both of the children were fine. They both lived out the rest of their life simply because one 5-year-old boy was willing in his mind to do the selfless act of giving up his life to save his sister. My friend, today let's all try to do something selfless for someone else. Give of yourself and watch how you can change the world. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for listening to me. Come back each and every week to Layers of Living Water. Share it with your friends. Let them know, for we all want to grow and learn and do better in life.